Perfect. Well, aren't we excited? You guys said you can see my screen, right? You can hear me okay. If I lose
Right.
connection for some crazy reason, I will hop back on because, like I said, I'm in Maxton, I guess, North Carolina. I don't even know where that is. I don't know where I am, so that's really funny. But I'm on my way down to Myrtle Beach for the PC tribute in Myrtle Beach tomorrow. So I'm on my way down there to set up. But I'm excited to have you guys. Welcome to the Leadership Development Program. It's an amazing program, and I'm really excited to work with each and every one of you. It's really going to be the time, it's your journey, it's your time. It's going to really help all of you grow and help your business grow. So it's really excited, and I've got some statistics in here that we'll go over as we get into the seminar. So this module is really today going to be all about the be in boss, which is your belief. You guys have all heard it. You've been to the workshop. So I want to get to know you, your belief, your heart. With knowing that, it'll be able to help me be the best coach that I can be for you all individually. So this is basically, our agenda for the day. We've got introductions. That's why I asked you all for your picture and some different things about yourselves, but I'll let you introduce yourselves. And then we'll go through the 13-week program and really what we're going to be working on, what's expected, what to expect from me, what to expect from the program, and how we're really going to collaborate together as a team. We'll go over success competencies, and I'll get into that in pretty great detail. And then, obviously, again, that be in boss life. So I'll introduce myself. There I am, ha ha ha, at RepFest last year in the cool little Mini Cooper. Um, I think you guys, there's two of you on still, and we've got somebody calling in, I think, but I think you guys pretty much know me. I'm Jessica Malarkey if you don't. I've been with Avon now, oh my gosh, I think I'm going on 3.5 years. Um, I'm married. I'm married for 8 years. I have a little boy. His name's Lucas. He just turned 5. So he's my pride and joy. Um, Previous to Avon, I mostly have been involved in the beauty industry via Estee Lauder brands, Estee Lauder companies. I've worked for a few different Estee Lauder brands. Um, but I'm really super passionate about the beauty industry, about skincare, about sales, and now really about leadership and building that leadership team. So, cool little story, and you might not know this about me, but the reason why I got into Avon is actually purely by chance. So, I was not looking for a position. Um, I'm just reading my text message because Cassandra texted me. So, yes, I will introduce you. Um, so, I really wasn't looking for anything. I was a property manager at the time. I really didn't love my job. I didn't love the flexibility. I didn't believe in the morals of the company was really the biggest thing, but I wasn't actively looking. I had a resume out there, whatever, right? But what was really cool is Avon actually called me from HR and said there was a district manager position available. And why the story is so cool is literally a month before that, right around the holidays, in between Thanksgiving and Christmas, I would say, we got an Avon brochure kind of just tossed in my lawn, like you guys go around tossing, right? And I told my husband, I said, wow, Avon's come a long way. This is really awesome. I haven't seen an Avon brochure since my friend TJ's mom sold it back in 1988 or something like that. So I was like, it's been a long time. And I had lived in my house, gosh, 8 years and had never seen a book. So I felt that Avon calling me was a sign because I hadn't seen a book and we were having that conversation. And I actually had written down what I wanted to order from this woman. Her name was Jennifer. But I had written all that down. So that's kind of my Avon story and why I'm with Avon. Obviously, now our role is a leadership development coach, not a district manager anymore. But I hope you guys feel that this has been a good change, as I do. It really is fine tuning your skills and your talents through a coaching program. So it I've seen, again, I'm going to get into those statistics, but I've seen such great development from so many leaders. So a little bit about me. Anybody have any questions about me before I get to the next slide? Wonderful. So here's some of my goals for you. So I truly want this to just be about you. So what is your dreams? What are your goals? What do you want for your future? Why are you with Avon? Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to be an entrepreneur? Where do you want this business to take you in your life? What do you really want out of life? Our coaching interactions be the best part of your day. And this is maybe my favorite statement because I want you to not feel like, oh, Jess is calling me or, oh, Jess is meeting me in the field. I want you to be excited to talk to me because it's a celebration and you're learning and we're, having successes. I want you to make sure that you're feeling inspired after we interact so that you feel like it was really worth your time to have the conversations that we're having, and then provide your practice opportunities that stretch you and yield results. So this is more like really you're going to be thinking outside the box, doing things maybe out of your comfort zone, but challenging yourself to at least give it a try. And then achieve excellence through incremental progress. And you'll hear me say incremental progress a lot when we get into the goal setting seminar. Because truly, you can't jump from one thing to the next. You can't jump from bronze ambassador to gold leader overnight, right? It really is about those small incremental steps along the way and how we're getting there, how we're ultimately getting to your long-term goal or your short-term goal. So now I told you all about me. Sometimes I talk too much. It's one of my flaws, but now I really want to hear all of you. So I've asked all of you to provide a picture of yourself and then the number of years with Avon, where you live, your current title, and the size of your downline. If you can add one thing to it while you're introducing yourself, and it'll be on the screen for you, everything, is do you remember your someone in your downline, what the largest first order that a representative in your downline placed and how much that order was? Just kind of like a fun little tidbit. So who's first? Cassandra. So Cassandra's in listen only mode because she is actually at work. So she's on her lunch break, but probably has people around her. But she's actually only been with us for 3 campaigns, so she's a newbie to Avon. She lives in, I think it's actually Gastonia, but she is in New Jersey right now with her business. Her job takes her all over the place. And then she's already a bronze ambassador in only 3 campaigns with 3 representatives in her downline. So we'll get to hear from Cassandra a little bit later as we continue to speak over the next 13 weeks. Next, we've got Betty Clark, which Betty is not on the line, but I'm going to go ahead and introduce her because I talked to her this morning and she knew we had that 1 o'clock call, so I'm assuming just something came up. She's been with Avon for 9 years. She lives in Charlotte, North Carolina. Betty is a gold ambassador, and she has roughly between 80 and 90 representatives in her downline. And then next, we've got Felicia. So Felicia, if you can come off mute and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Okay, so Felicia Green, I do live in Charlotte. I have been with Avon. My actual signing time was November of 2009. So almost 9 years. And I currently have about 40, anywhere between 46 to 50 people in my downline. At one point I had much more, but the downline number has shrunk. Hopefully we'll be able to get that back going very, very shortly. I do have a representative. Let me see. Melinda is still on my team. And I remember her being, her largest order, her first order was about $700.
Wow.
And right, and almost all of her orders for the first year or two was basically that every campaign. and that was exciting, and it was it's an inspiration to see somebody so excited as well to know that they could do it, because she really just didn't think that it would happen. So when it happened for her and continued to happen, it was really a great inspiration to her and myself as well.
Amazing. Fantastic. Yeah, that's so great, isn't it? When you've got somebody on there that is just excited about the businesses and does anything that they can to get those customers and those sales. I love it. $700 first order is woohoo! Wonderful. Next week,
Exactly.
thanks, Felicia. Next, we've got Lenore Liggins. Lenore, can you come off mute and tell us a little bit about yourself? Hello.
Hi, I'm here. I'm here. I'm Lenore. I've been with Avon a little over 2 years. I actually joined Avon the week after I retired. I was with state government for 35 years. And I initially joined Avon to get discounts on some products that I normally ordered for community service projects. After 6 months of being retired, I decided I didn't want to go back to a 9-to-5 job because I don't have age for retirement, just the time. And so I knew I needed some other income to kind of bridge the gap. And, well, Avon has taken over my life, and this is what my new job is.
Wonderful. And you live in Columbia.
I live in Columbia. I have a daughter that just finished her DRPH. She lives in Washington, D.C.
Good. Wow.
And so, and I have a grandpuppy.
Oh, nice. Very good. And do you remember, Lenore? I know you've been with us 2 years, so do you remember what the highest first order was from someone in your downline?
My downline is not really participating
Okay.
like they should, but I did get um, last year. I received some. I call them orphans. I can't remember what they were called at the time, but I received some other reps
Nesters.
that didn't have an
Yeah, we
upline.
had some people nested. Okay.
Right. I'm meeting with one now, and she has been one of the best ones that out of the whole group that I did receive. So we've been working one-on-one and trying to work together to increase our customer base. And she's actually a retired school teacher, so I'm learning from her as well.
Great. Well, very good. Well, thanks everybody for sharing. And we're going to do a lot more of that, a lot more sharing, a lot more collaborating as we go through. So now let's move on to the goals of the program. So now that we've, kind of gotten to know each other a little bit, let's talk about the program and what you can expect. This is designed really to help you. So we've got growing your sales, and again, I'm going to give you some of those statistics in a minute, developing your team, and growing your Avon business. So this ultimately is really going to help you achieve your dreams. And just so you know, we've had people do that while they've been going through this program. We've had, give me 1 second so I can look at those numbers. In 16 campaigns, those who completed the coach program, we've had a 17.3% increase in personal sales. Pretty good. We've had a 5% increase in unit sales and a 5.8% increase in unit size, generation 1 through generation 3. So definitely some statistics to back up what the program has done for others. So the program consists of modules, which we've been talking about. Each module focuses on a topic or a skill. On the right side of the slide, you can see what the program palette looks like going forward. This includes the list of topics we're going to cover in order from top to bottom. We're currently in the kickoff module, the one at the top, obviously. And once we kick off the program and get to know each other, we'll move on to the topic of conversational selling. And then we've got goal setting, planning, coaching, and then working the plan. Our last week of the program is really designed to just wrap up all of those activities. Each of these modules builds on the previous topic. So we'll start with conversational selling because this is the most important skill for your success as an Avon business leader. Now, looking at those topics on there, is there anything beyond what's on the palette that any of you would like to work on as part of the program? Truly, it does cover a lot. I mean, I'll be honest. Felicia?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think that's an awesome outline right there. So I think that's it for
Good.
me. That would be great.
And that's what we usually hear. I mean, we didn't just create this program off the fly, right? We took what all of the representatives really were telling us and what leaders told us they wanted and needed help with. And that's why the program was created. Now, I will let you know we've tweaked it as we go, and it's always a work in progress. So 80% of our time is going to be on this program palette. So it's going to be on these planned topics. But then we've got about 20% of the coaching time that we can spend on additional topics, and that's really going to be up to you. And we'll learn about those as we go through this first one-on-one conversation, what those other things may be. Um, but also, I like to leave a little bit of time on every seminar, on every collaboration call, on every one-on-one if we can, for anything that we need to talk about. So really 20% of the time. So 15 minutes maybe, just to make sure, somebody doesn't have a question or something they want to bring to the table. Obviously something positive. But anything we need to work through for sure. So the other thing I always want to stress to you guys too is just because this is 13 weeks long, it doesn't mean that our relationship has to end after 13 weeks. So if we feel there's something that you still want continued coaching on, then we can set up time to then have coaching conversations on less of a structured formula with each other after that. And as we get into it, we'll look at what that relationship wants to look like via, you, how you want it to look. So the purpose and timing of each meeting is on this slide. So the group is basically going to be the seminar, what we're on today, right? The group call. So we spend about 30 minutes of teach and 30 minutes of discussion. So what I'll tell you is there's a lot of there's a slide that's going to tell you what we're going over. And then there's a slide that may ask questions or may have you read, may do some role playing, just so you kind of know. So everything is very participatory. So just always think about that because it is going to be, a lot of participation on you all's part. And then the one-on-one call is literally 60 minutes. It's usually not 90 minutes because I usually sometimes will have a back-to-back call, just the way we've had to pop it into my calendar. So generally 60 minutes, pretty much on the dot. And again, this is individualized support for you. It's also the time that we're going to go over the module that we're in together, and we're going to actually go through an application guide, and we'll go over that in the next couple slides as well. And then the group call is really for you guys to, get ideas from each other, collaborate on the previous module, ask each other questions. Maybe one of you shares that something really great happened the last week because you used something in conversational selling and it helped you be able to sign somebody up. We obviously all want to hear how you did that. So it'll be sharing, it'll be best practices. It'll really be about getting to know one another too and building a relationship with each other. And then we've got applying what you've learned. So again, this is that application guide I was telling you about. So there's a tool, obviously it's this, that you can apply the concepts of what you've shared during the seminar. So what I'll say to you is what's worked best for everybody is having their application guide in front of them as we go through the seminar. Obviously not this one because I send it to you after. But normally I'm going to send you this guide for the next module right after our Thursday collaboration call. So when we collaborate next Thursday, I'll pop you out an email that has everything you'll need for conversational selling. And if you have questions, just ask me. This is a very laid back forum, just so you know. Um, but definitely this is going to be for you to really, fine tune and hone in on whatever we're going over in each seminar. And that's what we go over on our one-on-one call. And then here's our schedule. So it's a little bit different than what this looks like, but pretty much the same. So we've got our group seminar on Mondays. Everything is every other week. So you never have 4 calls, which I know a lot of people get confused about. It's 3 calls. So it's a group seminar, and you either have your one-on-one call with me the first week or the second week of the module, and we've already established when those are. And then you've got our collaboration calls on Thursday every other week at 1 o'clock. So the schedule's pretty set in stone. Now, what I will tell you is obviously things come up, right? Like I'm going to be on vacation in August. My son has to have a procedure. I think it's actually for our next collaboration call. So we may have to switch it to a Friday. But I mean, I'm going to let you know that on our call before. So it won't be anything changing that you don't have Apple notice. So you'll definitely have that notice in time to be able to either rearrange your schedule or, ultimately we would want you on the call, but if I have to record it for you, I can. And then expectations. So here's some of the expectations of the program. And we've talked a little bit about it already, but you really want to be committed. You want to attend all meetings and be there on time because you really get out of the program what you put into the program. So if you're, if you're like multitasking and you're on the phone and you're sending out emails and doing all of that on the call, then you're probably not going to get as much out of it as somebody who's actively listening. And then I already said this. So positivity, we encourage positivity, motivating each other, inspiring each other. So I just ask that you please be positive. If there's something that you need to talk to me about that isn't positive, we can do that one-on-one, and I totally get it. So if you need to vent to me about anything, I'm here for you to vent as well. I just ask that we don't do it when we're on the group calls. And then applying what you learn. So really filling out those application guides, taking that as your binder, basically, your binder for your business. Those application guides are really what you want to start implementing into your daily activities. Being engaged with me and your peers that are on these calls. And then obviously we talked about this already, sharing ideas, sharing best practices, sharing previous results or previous things that worked well for you, sharing things that's working well for you now, and then celebrating any successes. Any questions so far? So today we're going to focus on the B in BOSS, which is belief. So the rest of the module, we're going to focus on you, the boss, the belief, right? I want to understand your why, like I said before. Really, what makes you tick? What's your ultimate goal? What do you want out of this program? What are you looking to get out of this? Why did you sign up? What do you want it to do for your business and for your life? And I'll learn more about you and more about that when we go through the application guide on our one-on-ones. And then we've talked about going over these competencies. Has anybody ever seen this triangle before? You're all so quiet. Well, good.
I haven't. It's my
Okay,
first time.
good. Okay, so here's the success competencies that Avon gives us. So the competencies are determined to be the skills that are most important for leaders to be successful. So as a leader of an Avon business, it's vital to plan, sell, manage, and lead. Each of these actions can be focused on either products or opportunities. When we sell opportunities, we'll sell the Avon opportunity to possible recruits or to representatives that we would like to achieve leader title. Whether we're selling products or selling the opportunity, the same skills or competencies are required. And you'll hear us referring to these competencies a lot. So you may look through this and you may think, I don't know what this means, or I don't know what Avon's term for this means. you're going to actually get a glossary attached to the email that I send your application guide in. When we get done with this call, I'm going to send that email right out to everybody. So in that email, the glossary will be attached. It actually has a definition of every single one of these competencies, so you can really look at it and refer to that. And you've got 3 levels of each competency. So you've got challenged, you're really not doing it, or you don't know how to do it, or you're ineffective at doing that competency. You've got inconsistent, you get it, you're somewhat able to do it, but you're just not doing it on a consistent basis, right? And then you've got consistent, so you're consistently able to perform that specific competency. And this is what your application guide looks like. So you've got a 2-pager. That first page is going to really go over your heart. Like I said, what do you want out of this business? What do you want out of life? How does it make you feel? Again, it's about learning your belief, learning your heart. And then the second page is the self-assessment. So what we just went over, all those competencies, what you'll do is just make an X or a check mark in each competency. So I'll just take goal setting for example, the first one, and you'll check whether you feel you're challenged, inconsistent, or consistent in each one of those competencies. Does everybody understand the application guide? So just a side note for that. Yes, thank you. Thanks, Felicia. Just a side note for that, you do need to have Adobe Acrobat Reader on your computer in order to pull up and fill out the application guide. If you have any issues with getting the application guide, basically like downloaded, or it's not letting you fill it in, or whatever it is, just call me. If I don't answer, it's because I'm in the PC tribute, but I will get back to you as soon as I can. But we'll get it together. So again, you're going to get this right after we get off the call. You're going to get a reference guide. So that kind of walks you through a synopsis of this seminar. And then you're going to get your application guide, which is what's on the screen. And this is what you fill out and email back to me. And then you're going to get that glossary that goes over the definitions of each one of those competencies. And I have the email ready to go, so you literally will get it in like 2 seconds after we get off the call. So perfect. So what we've got going on next is pretty simple. We've already done this. So we schedule our one-on-one calls. Guess what? They're already scheduled. We schedule our group collaboration calls. Again, those are every other Thursday at 1 o'clock. So we've got those, and they start happening not this week, but next week. So I call it A week, B week. So B week next week will be when we do that collaboration. And I think I've got half of you this week for one-on-ones and half of you next week for one-on-ones. So it works out. And then what you're going to need to do in the meantime is complete that application guide with your belief and your self-assessment. Send it to me via email at least the night before. I don't care if it's 2 a.m. as long as I get it the night before. It takes me roughly about 30 minutes to an hour before our call to prepare myself for our one-on-one call. And I set aside time for that. So like I may have another call before our call, but before I got on that call, I would have, got ready for your call. I would have prepared for your one-on-one call. And then we have a hot topic question that we start every collaboration call with. So every Thursday at 1 o'clock, we'll start every other Thursday. I don't want to get you confused. Every other Thursday at 1 o'clock, we'll start our collaboration call with the hot topic question. The one for our next collaboration call, our first collaboration call, is who is your hero and why? And I will actually put this in the go-to meeting invitation for the collaboration, so you don't have to remember it. But again, who is your hero and why? Reason why we do the hot topic question, first of all, I love it because I think it's a great icebreaker. It usually somehow applies to the module that we're currently in. And then it also just opens you guys up for free discussion and getting to know each other and build those relationships. So it's a really fantastic little thing that we do, and I love it. And that is all we got. That's all she wrote. So does anybody have any questions regarding what we went over today? Is there anything that you need me to go back to? Is there anything that you have questions on?
No, I think you did a great job of explaining and being very, very clear.
Thank you, Felicia. You're so sweet. And I have recorded it. I normally only send it if you weren't on the call, like the one lady who I said she works until 7 every day. So her name's Lisa. I'm going to send it to her. I'll record it and put it on YouTube for her. Um, Again, there is kind of a scheduling as far as what Avon puts out there for how much you're supposed to be on these calls. So I always stress this. It really is about what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. But it's a lot of fun. I have seen huge improvements in some of the leaders' businesses that really, really put their mind to it and went over these application guides in great detail and, went into it with an open mind, an open heart, and open mind. They truly have seen great benefit from it. And it's some people that have been with Avon for 30 years and some people that have been with Avon for a couple months. I mean, there's that large of a spectrum that I've seen it benefit. So definitely just keep your mind open to what we do and try your hardest, put your all into it and you'll get something out of it. So on that note, I will let you go. We ended super early. Kickoff's usually that way unless there's 10 people. But anybody have anything else they need to bring to the table? Because remember that 20% of the time. So I'm always going to ask that before we get off. No? Well, good. And Betty, I saw you got on. I'll send you this as well, the presentation, okay? All right. Well, great. Well, thank you everyone so much. I appreciate.
Jessica,
Yes.
hey, I'm sorry. I do actually have a question because I was listening and I was looking. However, somebody was talking to me as well. So so I'm clear. So we have the group session now, our collaboration call now. The next one will not. The next one I have with you will be a one-on-one, which is next week. It won't be
Right.
another collaboration call next week.
We'll have a so this is our seminar. This basically lays out the module for the next 2 weeks. And then we'll have our one-on-one on Wednesday next week. And then Thursday next week, we have our collaboration. So it's basically like our wrap up and collaborate for the 2 weeks all together.
But you will be sending out reminders for that, right?
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, yes.
Because you're so great and wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, you're amazing. Thank you. Yes.
And I'm sorry that I couldn't introduce myself, you guys, but I ran away from Avon forever, and my grandmother sold it, and my grandmother passed away.
Aww.
And so I was in California, and my upline came out for, what was that y'all had in San Francisco, San Diego?
Yeah, she came out for the Leadership Summit. It was
for that.
Her upline is Leslie Watson, by the way, everybody. Everybody knows Leslie, so.
Oh, yeah, so it's Leslie. So we've been friends for about 10 years. So she asked me to pick her up and take her around for the day. And I picked her up, took her around for the day because I was out there on business. And she was with someone else that's an Avon rep named Regina. And she was like, why is she not signed up? And she was like, oh, no, I talked to her years ago. She told me, nope, not bothering her anymore. So, my grandmother passed, and, and I respected that and I appreciated it. But anyway, long story short, my grandmother passed away. And then one day it just popped in my head. I was driving down the highway and I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to sell it. And so every time I sell something, I think about her. So that is my Avon story.
I love that story.
Again,
yeah, no
sorry,
problem.
I know
you're fine, and I know you're at work, and I know it's hard sometimes. So I appreciate you just being on and being, attentive. So perfect, guys. Well, that is all I've got. Anybody got anything else? And again, I like this to be a super open forum. You guys do not have to be quiet. Please don't. More talking, the better. And again, it's more, I like just a laid back atmosphere. I want you guys to feel like you can talk and say whatever's on your mind. Obviously, again, keeping it positive as much as we can. But yeah, this is for you. This is for you to grow your business. So anything we need?
I'm excited, and I actually now have 6 recruits versus my 3.
Oh, see, I just
But
thought
we'll
I
see
didn't
what
see your
happens.
recruits. I just looked at your active. So you have 3 more people
Yeah,
who haven't placed an
yeah,
order
but
yet.
we haven't gotten them. Yeah, they just signed up, and
Good.
so trying to get them to get their orders and stuff in. But yeah, I got 6, but we'll see how
So Silver Ambassador, here you
active I
come.
can get them.
I love it.
I
Wonderful.
know Leslie has very big goals for me. I don't
Hmm.
know. We'll discuss it on our one-on-one, but
We
it
will.
doesn't seem realistic to me.
It is. Don't worry. Well, good. Great, everybody. Well, I'm excited. It was a great call. It's so nice to meet you. I pretty much know everyone. I mean, we've at least met or spoke on the phone. Um, but I'm excited to get to know you better. Betty, it's okay. We'll go over it, hon. It's all right. I'm going to send you the recording. Um, I sometimes go to meetings a little bit weird if you don't have the app on your phone or you don't have it on your computer already. So I can definitely help you with that for next time. Okay. She says, thanks. Love it. Thanks, Betty. All right. I will let everyone go. Have a wonderful rest of the day. I'll talk to a couple of you this week and a couple of you next week, and then everybody on Thursday for our collaboration next week. Take care. Have a great day.
Thank you, Jessica. This is Lenore.
Thanks, Lenore.
Have a good one.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, Betty. Bye, Felicia.
Bye-bye. Have a good one.
You too.
Enjoy your vacation.
Oh, I'm
All
not
right,
going on
bye-bye.
vacation. I'm on my way to Myrtle for
Well,
a
I mean,
quick cruise.
enjoy the PC luncheon and then
And
enjoy
then
your vacation.
and then I'll be back, and then I go Thursday to Columbia for a PC tribute. So I've got 2 this week.
Wow.
And then I'm done, and that's
Wow.
why the following weekend I'm going on vacation.
Okay, well, you just take care of yourself and enjoy what you're doing.
I will. I will. You too. I'll see you soon.
Um,
I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.